What's up guys, this is Timmy and welcome to my new series on Rimworld. For those of you not aware of this game, it's made by a company called Ludian or Ludian Studios, depending on how it's actually pronounced. And it's not currently available on Steam, which is why many people might not have heard of it. But you can get it from their website, which is rimworld.com, I guess, or something like that. But Google is your friend and I'm sure it will help you find it. So this is a series I sort of first thought about doing when I started thinking about recording, and I'm quite excited to getting into it, although I have sort of realised as I've pressed the record button that it's been quite a while since I've played this game, and although I'm quite happy with the idea I've got for it, I'm not actually sure if I can remember how to play it. So this could be interesting or incredibly dull depending on your point of view, so let's see where we get to. So, I hope you enjoyed the little intro. That's not going to be on every video. It will be on the next video because this one is the kind of prologue video which is going to talk through the setup for the game. Probably going to be a little bit shorter. And the next one is going to jump straight into the gameplay. So I will include the little intro on the beginning of the next one, but after that it won't be there. So if you just want to see the gameplay and you're not really bothered about seeing what this series is all about, then I would say jump ahead to episode 1. Which will be uploaded around the same time, if not exactly the same time as this one. So, what's this all about, and what was that annoying BP text thing about at the beginning? So I'm calling this series Rimworld Aristocracy. So I played a couple of playthroughs on this game, and I really do like it. It's one of them games that looks really simple and basic on the surface, but then when you start digging into it, you realise it's so massively complex and detailed and lots of fun. So I'm actually really looking forward to recording on this one. I'm just hoping that my actual skills will carry me through to something like a decent series. So what's the point in this series and what was the point of that video? So the reason I'm calling it as Aristocracy is because the three main characters, or the three colonists that you start with, are going to be my aristocracy. They are King, Queen and Prince. And the whole point of this series is going to be focused on those three colonists. They are the only ones I care about. They are arsehole royalists who don't really care about anyone else but themselves, and they're going to act as such in the colony. And my long-term aim for this is to basically get to a point where I can actually rescue those three. So the reason that I kind of sort of came up with this idea was actually based on another YouTuber's video, which have sort of gave me at least the initial spark of inspiration for it. And that was a guy called Blitz. His channel is Blitzkriegsler, I believe is maybe how you would say it. It's Blitzkrieg SLER. So if you search into YouTube for Blitz, you'll probably find it. Great YouTuber. He's got a really nice style. Again, he's just one of these sort of easy YouTubers I watch when I just want to sort of get taken along with somebody actually playing the game, and sort of it's also a good thing for sort of learning about new games and things like that. So I would certainly recommend checking him out. He's done a lot of series on Rimworld. He's done sort of 10, 11 series on Rimworld. He's also done a few things recently like Slime Rancher, and does a lot on Scrap Mechanic and things like that. And he's pretty damn good at a lot of those games. So check him out. He's pretty popular, so my recommendation probably won't mean much to him, but I'm going to give him a shout out on this one because it is, or at least my series, is kind of a homage to one of the series he did. So the series he did was called Cannibal Cavemen, and the basic concept behind it was you would have three people who were cannibals and psychopaths, and they would basically live. He would start a colony in the frozen wasteland. They would live in underground, so they would dig and mine and live underground. And he would only accept people into the colony who were also cannibals. So he's kind of trying to create a cannibalistic society. Now, I've got to be honest, I haven't seen the entire series. Watched about halfway through it, but I just drifted off onto other things at that point. But it was a really good series. But one thing that kind of struck me about that idea is that makes it incredibly difficult, because if anyone's played this game, you know that getting colonists is kind of hard enough, and meaning, only accepting colonists with one specific trait out of what is a very long list of traits I'll show you in a bit, means that you're going to really struggle, and I don't think that I'm a good enough player at this game to do that. What it did give me the idea for was, well, what if you had three colonists that were cannibals, and you accepted other people into the colony, but you didn't really care about those other people. They were expendable. They were just there to look after the main three. And that's kind of what led me onto the aristocracy idea. So, like I say, we're going to try and just focus on those three. If any other people come in and they die, doesn't matter. We're going to treat them badly. Don't care if they're unhappy. Anyone who sort of goes berserk or breaks down and attacks any of the aristocracy will be executed and things like that. And if food starts to get a bit low, then our aristocracy, who are also cannibals, will have a ready source of food in their other colonists. So that's the kind of idea. So what we're going to just do now is going to run straight through the sort of setup for the game. I'm using a couple of mods on here. I'll just click in and show you what mods I'm using. So I've got Blitzer, which is actually a mod that was created, a little mod for Blitz and his new Let's Play series. This mod was used in the Cannibal Caveman series, so I'm using it as well. What it basically does, this one, and prepare to be upset if you're kind of purist for these games, is it actually takes out the mechs and the falling ship parts. So I've kind of made this decision to do this because so I played it through a few times, and the mechs are always the thing that sort of ends up ruining my game, because particularly with the, which we'll talk about in a bit, the lady who I can't remember her name is, who gives you the missions or the random generator. As you progress through the game, she gives you harder and harder stuff. And I found that at one point on my last colony, which was going really well, and it was all there. I started building the ship to escape and etc. And then mechs just kept coming, and I ended up with 3 ship parts crashed on the map at one time. And it wasn't just because I hadn't dealt with them; they came within a few days of each other, and I just didn't have, And I kind of went out to try and take out the first one, and a lot of my people got screwed over, and the whole colony just went down the toilet very quickly. So I've kind of decided to take them out because I really want to focus on getting this to a complete series and getting them off the planet. So is that a little bit cheatsy? Yeah, probably. Does it make it probably a little bit too easy for many of you out there? Yeah, maybe. But I think it's a sensible one, and I kind of want to use it just because, as I say, I have other ideas for this series rather than it just being an insanely difficult one. Maybe I'll do an insanely difficult one at some point and show how much I really do suck. So the other one is Prepare Carefully, which we'll come into in a minute, which is basically allows you to set up your colonists with a bit more detail than the normal game will allow. And the other one is RTGs, which is your radioisotope thermoelectric generators. So what this is basically it's another kind of power generator, which is going to be useful because, like the Caveman Cannibal series, I am actually going to be building inside and trying to mine into the rock and actually have a mountain or under mountain kind of base. So I thought I would throw those in as well. So these are pretty much the same ones that Blitz used on his thing, so hence why I'm giving him the sort of credit for these ideas. But I think I'm sort of taking the idea to a slightly different direction, so I don't really feel like I'm plagiarizing or stealing his ideas. I'm just sort of taking it and moving it on to another level. So hopefully you're going to enjoy my sort of interpretation of this idea. So without further ado, let's jump in and set up our colony. So I kind of bummed and ahed about which difficulty, but without the mechs I am going to go on rough. I did kind of think about base builder, but I thought that was a bit too namby-pamby, so I thought I will go for rough. You can in this game actually adjust the difficulty as you go through the game, so I may find over time that I'll increase the difficulty up to some of the higher levels. And I think we'll go with Cassandra Classic, just so we don't get dicked over early on in the game. I've already set up a planet or world or whatever you want to call it. See, Situla Tertius, I don't know, YouTube land for short. And I did choose a little bit of an area that I wanted to start, which I'm going to go and play on the ice pack because basically I've never played in the ice pack before. So, well, not the ice pack, but the ice sheet. I think there is one more level higher up, which is colder. Maybe. Don't know. But I do want to be in a place where you can't grow. I feel like that's going to make it slightly more difficult, but I don't want to be kind of up here where it's sort of, -2 in the summer, so I'm just going to have to deal with people freezing constantly. I'm going to be a bit further down where there is a little bit of warmth to a point where they're not going to die instantly if they go outside in the summer. In the winter they might, but not in the summer. So I'm looking for a place that's got granite, slate, and probably limestone as well. Slate, marble, and granite. Yeah, slate, marble, and granite. That will do. I think you need granite for something specific in this game. I can't remember for me what it is, but I'm sure you do. So as long as we've got that, I'm happy. Terrain is mountainous, tundra biome. That'll do. Select that one. So jump into prepare carefully. I've actually already loaded up these, so let's have a quick look at our colonists or our royal family. So we're going to start with King Edgar, who you kind of got a little bit of backstory on the intro for. As you can tell, he's a bit of an arsehole. Grew up as a medieval lordling in the space age. Makes perfect sense. Turned into an Rimworld politician, and he's a cannibal, psychopath, and a careful shooter. So basically, King Edgar is sort of your classic warrior kind of king. Real good at shooting. I thought about putting him as melee, but then I kind of thought, well, you know, this time in the future, you know, why would you have a sword when there's laser guns and miniguns and things like that? So he's good at shooting. He's got a bit of social. To be honest, I didn't really want him to have social, but due to his backstory, I had to have a certain amount of that. So that's all right. I'm supposed to be a politician. You got to have a bit of social. Loves his animals. Never really found that particularly useful, but I'm assuming maybe there's some kind of hunting bit in there. I don't know where the hunting comes under. So bit of medicine. Dealt with a few injuries on the battlefield in his life, but not particularly, and certainly not that interested in helping the peasants if they get injured. And he's a builder. He likes to throw his hand into building. And I did throw 1 point into mining just because I'm a bit concerned that I'm not going to have anyone to do mining in the early days, and if I want to build under the cave, then I want these people to at least be able to do it. So this is King Edgar Acehole. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, but maybe Acehole, that'll do. So his lovely, beautiful wife is Queen Kira. There's no particular reason behind these names. I just sort of came up with them. You see, she's sporting a nice sort of purple dress and the sort of princessy pigtails, or at least that's what the hair's called. She was born an aristocrat, which kind of fits with the series, and grew up to be a planetary diplomat. So she's got mega social. She'll be doing all of our negotiation work. She kind of likes people, but keep the plebs at a little bit of a distance. Again, bit of medicine. Likes a bit of cooking. Doesn't mind cooking. Again, probably not for the peasants, but she likes to do a bit of that. And she also likes to do a bit of crafting. She's got a bit of a hobby streak through her, and a bit of sort of skill in that area. So again, she's a cannibal, because I want them all to be cannibals so they can eat their servants if it gets to that point. Psychopath, couldn't give a toss if anyone else dies or gets hurt. And she is sanguine. As you can imagine, being around a princess just makes everyone happy. So yeah, but she's incapable of a lot of different things. So she's got no defense. She isn't going to be any use for that. So that's fine. She's just going to have to hide in the back and let others do the fighting for her, which Edgar will also do. He's not going to be a frontline soldier, because, as I say, the whole point of this series is keeping these three alive. It's not as if I'm going to end the series necessarily if one of them dies, but that will trigger other events which I'll decide upon later, in terms of things like, I don't know, having to build a shrine to them or something like that. So there will be negative effects on the colony if any of these three die. And the last one is our entrepreneur, Prince Donald. I have no idea where I got that from. Maybe there's significant Donalds around at the moment. I don't know, you'd have to look into that yourself. But anyway, he had a pampered upbringing, the classic thing where his parents are really rich and he never had to learn the value of money and all that kind of thing. Maybe when he went to set up on himself, they gave him a small loan to get him going and to become a Rimworld. You can't see, but I'm doing speech marks right now. Entrepreneur. So yeah, he's in the business. He's got the the nice sharp black suit jacket, salmon pink shirt, and some kind of awful comb over kind of thing going on there. So again, he's not very good at shooting up melee. He's not a fighter. He can talk the talk because he's got a bit of social, but he's not a fighter. No, he's not going to be doing any of that stuff. Bit of animals. You know, he's got an interest in animals. Not sure it's a healthy one, but let's move on. Medicine. You know, he'll patch himself up. Maybe patch someone else up if it was to benefit him. Bit of construction. You know, following in his dad's footsteps. You know, he was never going to get through his entire life without being interested in slightly in a bit of construction. And he'll do a bit of mining, quite frankly, because I needed one of these guys to do mining, and I couldn't give a toss about him being mining. So let's get him in the mining. And he does research. He's got a scientific mind. He's got good ideas. You know, he's someone who has good ideas, and you know, so good that most of the time he won't actually even bother telling anyone about them. But you know, trust him. They're good ideas. They are really good ideas. Also a cannibal, taken after the family line. Also a psychopath, but he's got the greedy trait. You know, it's all about him. It's all about what he wants. So he is our final aristocrat, Prince Donald. Prince Donald. I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that, but we'll come back to that. That's not a problem right now. Anything he's incapable of is cooking, and empathy. Oh no, sorry, that's a different Donald. Anyway, right, so let's jump straight in. The next one is going to be the setup. I've left this pretty much standard. I did just use up a few points I had left on the wood. I know I've got extra points on here, but what's to say? This isn't a permadeath survive in the hardest possible environment you can. This is a let's have some fun, and I know there's not a lot of wood in the cold zones, so that's about it for the setup. I think hopefully that sort of explained my idea. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to call this video to an end, and I will pick up the next one right about the time that we are starting on the planet. So hope you've enjoyed this, hope you like the idea of the series and you're looking forward to watching it, and I will see you in the next one.